Welcome everyone, I'm Gayle. This video is focusing on the idea of floating. Like right now you can see all the colors around and the leaves are falling. It's really fun to watch the leaves as they're pulled down by gravity, but it's this like soft, gentle, floating movement downward. So we're gonna play with the idea of gravity grounding us and then finding this lightness and this fullness of floating. So let's start by coming onto our hands and knees in tabletop. And you know how cats do that little kneading motion with their claws, their palms? So just think of kind of kneading the mat, just pressing and grabbing the mat, and let your hips start to sway from side to side. Just like they're floating. Your ribs are floating from one side to the other side and back and forth. And come back to center, and starting with your pelvis, your tailbone, start to lift up and then roll up your back, up your spine, one vertebra at a time, coming into cow pose, creating a nice arch in your spine. Then curl the tailbone underneath you, rounding your spine, coming into cat. Inhale, lift your tailbone up and arch forward into cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round your spine. Just go back and forth a couple more times. Finding almost a floating sensation as one vertebrae moves after the other. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. And just take a few moments to play with your down dog. On your next inhalation, round forward to plank. And exhale, lift your hips up and back to down dog. And just float back and forth between down dog and plank. Moving with your breath. Letting your breath lead the way. Next time you come forward, keep coming all the way forward. Keep your toes tucked and lower your thighs toward the ground, coming into upward facing dog. Press your chest forward as you pull your shoulders back and just float your legs above the floor. You could even float a little bit from side to side. And tuck your chin, spread the shoulder blades across your back away from each other, and glide back into downward facing dog. We'll do that a few more times. So inhale, forward to plank, and into upward facing dog. Blossom your heart open. And then tuck the chin, spread the shoulders, lift up, and float back to down dog. A couple more times. Seeing if you can find that sensation of floating, like a lightness of being. Let's go one more time forward. And back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, float your right leg up. And hug your knee into your chest and step your foot all the way forward. Lower the back knee down and twist to your right. And reach the right arm forward, float your hips back behind you, bowing over your front leg. Inhale forward, place your right hand on your right thigh, reach your left arm up and over. And keep twisting, bringing your elbow to the outside of your knee. Bring your palms together. Draw your chest towards your hands. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Let your chest rise as your back thigh floats downward. And reach your hands forward. Lift your hips up and back. Pyramid pose. Keep both legs straight, or you can bend one knee, straighten the other, and kind of rock back and forth. Kind of depends on your hamstring flexibility and what you're feeling right now. And then we're going to step into the front foot and float up into warrior three. You can even reach your arms out to the side and kind of float them up and down, like the wings of a bird in flight. Keep the top leg super strong. And lower your hands down, float your left leg up for standing splits. And reach back with your toes, step back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up. Squeeze your knee into your chest, step your foot all the way forward. Lower your back knee down and twist to your left. And sweep your left arm forward, send your hips back. Nice and low. Inhale forward, reach up. Bring your left hand to your left thigh, reach your right arm across. And then continue bending your elbow, bring your palms together. Prayer position, find a nice twist. Inhale back up. And bring your hands down, lift your back knee up, and just rock back and forth. Maybe both legs are straight, maybe one knee is bent. And step forward into your front leg, push off your back leg, and float up into Warrior 3. You could move your arms like wings, keeping your back leg super strong. And float your hands down, reach your right leg up, standing splits. And step back, downward facing dog. Then float forward to plank, back to down dog. Just finding a nice wave-like action. Stretch back into your down dog, but keep a lift through your upper body. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up. Exhale, step your foot all the way forward. Rotate the back heel down for Warrior 1. Rise up. Reach your chest up toward the sky as you press your front knee forward, keeping the back heel down. Then bring your hands behind your back. Reach back through your hands. Keep your hands lifted away from the floor, from your back, and float your left leg up into Warrior 3. Reach your arms up. And just balance here, kind of floating in space. And release your hands. Lower your right hand down, coming into half moon. Stack your left hip over the right hip, left shoulder over the right shoulder. Reach your arm up and gaze up. Stay strong through your back toes. If you want to play with a little balance, try looking down and bringing your left hand towards the center of your chest. Keep the top leg super strong and start to float your right hand up to meet the left. Breathe. Release your hands down, square your hips, standing splits, and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the left leg up, reach high, and then exhale, lightly step your foot forward, nice and slow. Rotate the back heel down and in, Warrior 1, rise up. Think of squaring your hips, pressing forward through your knee, back through your back heel. Let your chest lift towards the sky. And then start to reach forward, interlace your hands behind your back, maybe with the opposite pinky on the outside, and step forward into your left leg, float your right leg up. Warrior 3. Reach your arms away from your back. Stay nice and strong. Release your hands, bring your left hand down, opening up half moon. Find a sense of buoyancy and lightness. And if you want to play, you can look down. Bring your right hand towards the center of your chest. And then float your left hand up to meet your right hand. Good. Lower both hands down, standing splits. And step back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Lower your back knee down. Sweep your right arm around and behind you, grabbing your foot. Draw your heel gently in towards your hip. Coming into a little back bend, little twist. And release your foot. Heel toe your right foot over to the left. Send your knee forward, coming into pigeon prep. And just kind of glide and float from side to side. Maybe really moving the shoulders. And push your hands down and forward, lift your chest up. Tuck your back toes, slide your right leg back. Bring your right hand toward the center of your body and step your left foot forward, reach your left arm over your head. And push into your right foot and see if you can step your left foot behind you, open up Wild Thing. Nice. Lower your hand back down and step back, down dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, squeeze your knee into your chest, step your foot all the way forward. Lower your back knee down. Bend your right knee, sweep your left arm way around and back towards your foot. Grab your foot and open your heart as you pull your heel towards your hip. Nice, release the back foot and heel toe your left foot over to the right. Send your right knee forward, coming into pigeon prep. And just kind of glide from side to side. Then roll over towards your left side, straighten your left knee, reach your hips up and step your right foot forward, lift your hips. And really press into the back foot, see if you can pick your right foot up and send it back behind you, open up Wild Thing. Nice, and come back to your downward facing dog. And step or hop your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, soften and bound. Press into your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And just take a moment to stand in your Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bow. Plant your hands, step back in a plank. Slowly float your body down. Inhale, rise up, cobra. And maybe you can pull your hips forward a little bit, coming into upward facing dog if you like, just floating your thighs above the floor. And lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, sweep your right leg up. And on your exhale, step your foot all the way forward. Rise up, crescent lunge. Slowly opening your heart toward the sky. And then step forward into your front foot, cross your left ankle on top of your right knee, cactus your arms and sink down. Reach behind you, interlace your hands behind your back, and swing your leg back into Warrior 3. And bend your knee, bring it all the way forward. Release your hands, externally rotate your left hip and place your foot on your inner thigh for tree pose. Release your foot, step back into crescent lunge and back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Rise up, crescent lunge. Open up. And step into your left foot, bring the right foot forward, cross your right ankle above your left knee, cactus your arms sink down. Interlace your fingers behind your back and stretch your right leg back. Reach your hands away from your back. Release your hands, step back, crescent lunge, open up. Lower your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward and come into a squat. Lower your hips to the floor, bring your feet forward a little bit. We're going to lower down as slowly as we can. So tuck your chin, squeeze your legs, round your spine. And when your shoulders touch, hug your knees into your chest and widen your knees apart, coming into happy baby. And just rock from side to side. Maybe you do a full rock all the way to the side, or maybe just part way. And release your feet, straighten your legs, and glue your legs together. Open your arms out to the side. And keep the legs glued together, and see if you can bring your legs over to the right, and see if you can maybe touch your hand with your toes. And come back up. Keep the legs squeezing together, and reach your toes towards your fingers. Come on back up. Now you can always bend your knees. You can always go part way. So just play with this and do the best you can. We'll do that 2 more times. Reaching to the right, squeezing the legs together, reaching over to the left. Come back to center and twist to your right. Come on back up and twist to the left. Come on back up and back into happy baby. And bring your knees together. Squeeze your knees, give yourself a big, sweet hug, and stretch out just for a short savasana. So I had to center myself on the mat. I was kind of way off to one side, but just let yourself relax here. Focusing on your exhales and letting go. We'll stay here for just about 8 more breaths, nice slow breaths. And you're always welcome to stay longer. It's important to get a deep rest, and that's what Savasana is, a nice deep rest. Just a surrender and a letting go. And you can gently and slowly turn your head from side to side without being in any type of rush at all. More like just going slow enough so you can feel how your neck feels, how your shoulder feels on both sides. Go back to center and either spend a little more time here, or you can hug your knees into your chest and gently rock up to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the like button. That's actually really important, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.